This is Jason at Volco Auto Supply in Lawrenceburg. For over 90 years, Volco has been a family-owned company. We're proud of our past and excited about our future. We're open to the public for wholesale and retail trade. We carry product lines such as Milwaukee Tools, Lucas Oil, and Malco products. We carry all major brands of lubricants like Shell Rotella, Haviland, Castrol GTX, Mystic, Motorcraft, Valvoline, Kendall, and Mobil. We here at Volco offer a complete line of car detailing supplies, shop supplies, tire repair products, and lawnmower supplies. Check us out online at VolcoAutosupply.com or at 416 Buffalo Road here in Lawrenceburg.
Truett's Garage Doors in Leoma, Tennessee is your one-stop for new garage door installations for all commercial and residential buildings, plus they offer full service on all existing doors. Need a new garage door opener? Truett's Garage Doors has you covered. As an Amar Gold and LiftMaster dealer, Truett's Garage Doors offers the best pricing anywhere in the area. A family-owned and operated business, Truett's Garage Doors has been helping Tennessee and Alabama residents since 1999. Call the pros today at Truett's Garage Doors, 931-201-6464.
Whether you're shopping in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, Summertown, or Mount Pleasant, Tegan's Food Stores has you covered with the best quality food at the best prices. From Cash Saver to Superama and CB Foods, stop by your neighborhood Tegan's Food Store today.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome back here to X Sports Live here at our brand new studio, our third show. Got a chance to do it here. We got Dusty Kaiser, Hayden Burks, not Crash, not Kevin Wright, the host of the Hayden Burks Show.
I'm on camera this week too now.
I know. He's pulling double duty. He's producing. He's doing everything.
He's got it going on.
He's already got a step above Kevin. If he can be a part of the show and produce at the same time.
I'm gonna put
Is
him
the
up.
audio working? Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Oh, well, yeah, you're across from us. Yeah, our studio's like what? You're
Not
better
too bad.
guesstimates. 20 feet?
Across this?
Yeah.
Nah, about 12.
12?
It's a
Yeah,
12,
12
by
feet.
16,
You know. It looks big on, but you know.
Okay, I'm just going to vote him at number one producer.
Number one producer?
one.
Okay, as far as the show goes, he's still got to show us.
He's still got to. He's got to do it in game, but as of right now, you're number one producer in house.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, Sam's always going to be last.
I don't care. Sam
Crashed in the.
Sam could do the show and the game all at the same time, and he's still last.
That's what happens when you.
And I seen him out driving today. I seen a picture he posted out driving, looked like he's fixing to drive through a swamp. Sam, buddy, stay home.
We got our first rant of the day.
We're not even 2 minutes in.
We just started the show.
You can't miss him. He's got the blue Subaru Tennessee Valley weather on the side of it, and he's got the little pinwheel. Makes it look like he's driving Pee Wee Herman's car across town. So.
My daughter asked me if that actually worked. I said, no, honey, that's just part of the gig.
It always spins, ladies and gentlemen. It never stops.
It never stops.
Yeah, whether we have win or not. But first, before we get into all the breaking news that's literally happening in the world of sports, we're going to talk some NFL. Got a big weekend coming up. We're going to talk some wrestling too. Way too many scenarios about to happen. Potential live show we're going to be doing in the studio. We'll get to that later. But first, let's talk local sports. It's been a while. Went a week and a half, pretty much, with no games.
No games.
But finally had 2 last night. Actually, 4.
Four
Forgot.
games.
Yeah, Summertown
Yeah.
went to Perry County, and we'll start with the Wildcats. Lady Cats coming in 2-0 in the district. Played probably what a lot of people think. Them and Tullahoma are the top 2 teams, Murfreesboro Central. It didn't look that way last night.
No,
Lady
it didn't.
Cats showed like they could be the top dog in this district.
You know, I thought about that this morning. I was on my way to work because I knew we was going to talk about it tonight, and I thought, man, we pretty much dominated all the stats last night in that girls' game,
Except for rebounds.
Except for rebounds.
But you hit more shots.
You hit more shots, so
Less
you kind of
misses,
don't have a chance to get the rebounds. You know what Coach Scott has done with these girls You know, we talked about it with her last night. Coming off this crazy week, we've had the weather, no school, limited practice. Not everybody's been there. It's kind of been more just a shoot around, a little bit of running, just trying to keep your legs in the conditioning. Hats off to the Lady Cats last night. I mean, it's phenomenal.
And JC is getting so much better. She's almost a double-double machine at this point. You know, a couple games ago, the Franklin County game, we had Sophie and Cabry Tennant in double figures. Last night was Cammy Pig. Starts off looking like Shaq on the low block, then ends like Steph Curry. She's
Yeah,
3
just-
or 4 from beyond the arc. I
Yeah.
mean, what a you just don't see that too often in high school basketball.
And they're so, you know, I'm just going to say it, they're little.
Yeah.
You know, we
They
play.
know that.
Yeah, they know that, but I mean, you know, you don't want to say, I'm not saying it ugly.
Yeah.
You know, but we play 5 wide a lot, and then they just kind of do their little sets, and hey, it works. And the defense, hey, I told Cabry Tennant's dad last night, and I know he's played watching tonight, I love watching her play defense. She gets a smile on her face. If you watch her, she's kind of got a smile on her face, but then it's just like a rat. I mean, she's just on it, you know. I just hats off to them.
Yeah, but then again, I was thinking about this, Dusty, and we were talking about yesterday. Kind of like the Wildcats, but they know each other so well, and basically kind of like whenever they played Loretta a few weeks ago. After that, once district started, dude, they just like flipped a switch and then just figured it out, and they've known each other. They played well with each other so well. And with Sadie Grace Cole back in the lineup, that's huge because they've been playing well without her, but now with her back in the lineup, that's huge, especially going in further in the district and finishing off the season as well.
Yeah, I mean, just hats off to them. Like you said, they've gotten so much better. I mean, we all remember that Wayne County game where they couldn't have been any worse, but you know they kind of played them even the rest of the time. They've played some really good competition. They had a horrible start against Livingston Academy, who's one of the best teams in the state, and that was a 1-possession game down to the wire when they played in that holiday tournament over in Lebanon. But ever since that last Loretto game, like you mentioned, Hayden, they're 3-0 in the district, and in all reality, none of those 3 games have been close.
No, they really haven't. I mean, a lot of the score doesn't tell the tale about what, you know, you go back and watch, the game is a lot better than what the score is.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. And then also, we talked about this, Dusty, like there wasn't really a time where I didn't see that they were falling behind. Murfreesboro Central, they were knocking down shots here and there, but also, you know, once we talked about they were stagnant. They didn't really move the ball. They didn't find the open person all the time. But, you know, whenever she needed to call a timeout, after they came out of that timeout, they knew exactly what they needed to do, and they just extended the lead. And they were knocking down their free throws as well. And I know you talked about that as one of the keys of the game.
And, you know, like I said, back to Coach Scott, I mean, you know, she calls a perfect timeout.
Yeah.
They hit that little backdoor cut. She calls a timeout, and then that was it.
Yeah, you could hear her instructions
Oh,
from where we
yeah,
were.
you very
But
plainly.
everyone knew what she was going to say. Anyway.
Exactly. Yes.
Well, moving ahead to the boys' side of things, you know, that was kind of a close game. I was a little worried because I remember the game last year when Murfreesboro Central came in during the Christmas tournament, couldn't miss in that gym, and that Brown kid was just unreal.
Lit it up. What, he had 27, 28 last year?
Oh, I want to say it was 30-ish.
Yeah.
I still have that game saved on my iPad. I've been needing to go back and look at it.
I'm pretty sure he hit the 30 mark, but
Yeah.
I know for a fact
It was
he had
close.
27
Yeah.
at least.
But they were just, you know, they interchanged a lot of people. Lawrence County took a lot of shots, won the rebounding battle, won the turnover battle, just couldn't hit a lot of shots. And last night, that game was kind of what we've seen out of them the last couple of years. They can pick up the pace. They didn't hit a lot of shots early, but once they did, and they got TJ involved with the offense, Logan Boswell's hitting deep shots. They dominated on the boards. They pretty much won every battle you can think of last night.
Listen, I just, you know, hats off to Murfreesboro. That's a long travel. But listen, they couldn't stop TJ last night.
No.
Once he, you know, we talked about that little hitch he's got down low, a little spin move. That poor boy, he made him look bad several times. You know, Bedford, you know, Alex has been scoring a lot. Didn't have as many points last night. What, 16, 17 rebounds?
15, 5 points, and I believe 15.
5 points, 15
You know,
rebounds.
Logan, I call him the facilitator. You know, now he's hitting that 3. He's hitting that deep ball. Blake Long, Colton, our starting guys. You know, it's just those guys play so well. Hats off to Coach Bryce. You know, same conversation. Kind of crazy week. So the guys don't like to run.
Yeah.
You know, hey, you've been sitting at home, been eating a lot of junk food probably. And I told my buddy this morning. He thinks he don't live here, so he don't know a lot. But guys, I got us picking to win. We're going a long ways.
It feels that way.
Just the feel.
Just the way the team moves the ball around, how they communicate, the confidence, and we're down to the final couple weeks here of the regular season. Doesn't feel that way with all the snow outs, but we're about to have a ton of games. They've got 3 this week, 3 next week, all on the road. Then you're splitting at home coming up the next week, and same with Loretto and Summertown as well. But this just has the feeling of just something special. Because
that's the word I used.
The teams, even in the games that they've lost, they've been in. And
they hadn't lost in the state of Tennessee.
No, haven't lost in the state of Tennessee. And the Hartselle game I was at, Hartselle had a couple guys that couldn't miss, and they had some really talented players. Maybe if that game's at the Ralph, Lawrence County wins, but that just is what it is.
It is what it is.
But you're right; they haven't lost in the state of Tennessee. 16 wins, all of them.
And they haven't lost at home either this year. They lost at Hartselle, Alabama, and then they lost 2 games in the Christmas tournament as well. So they haven't lost at the Ralph at all either this year.
And tomorrow night's going to be a game. Tullahoma coming to town. Girls, we done talked about it. Boys, Tullahoma's not just going to lay down.
No, they didn't last year.
No,
Remember, they had that came from behind, hit those huge shots and dominated in overtime. That was a big upset. That kind of, even though I would say that kind of turned their season around, which eventually led to a district championship and got them to the region semifinals.
I just think tomorrow night's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited. I know I'm going to be on the call, Ben, and then everybody else is going to be all over.
We're pretty spread out.
Yeah, we're everywhere.
We're all over the place.
I feel fortunate to get to call that game. I'm excited. And hey, Friday night, I don't expect anything different from Friday night.
Yeah, big kahuna. You got Giles County coming up. Now switch over to Summertown on the road at Perry County. Not an easy place to play. Girls kind of struggled against that team. Hit some big shots, made some good decisions. Some girls stepped up, got the win. The boys, that was pretty neck and neck with that Perry County team. They got the win. Hey, for a team that's, exactly in the same boat as Lawrence County, probably didn't have all their players throughout every practice that they have. There's only so much you can do. You get this game, you got to go on the road.
In a tough environment.
Yeah, and you're in a tough environment. Your legs probably aren't where they need to be, and you get a win. Sometimes you got to learn how to play ugly and win, and that's what both of those teams did last night. Hey, win's a win. It doesn't matter how pretty or how ugly it looks.
We talk about rest. Well, in basketball, it's a little different.
Yeah.
You got to keep your legs under you, even though you're resting. Well, you're not getting to keep your legs under you when you're sitting at home.
Right.
Because they're not out doing anything. They couldn't go outside and do any kind of running, any kind of conditioning. So, hats off to Summertown. It's tough. We got Loretto now. They're going to have a tough one.
Yeah, they got Mount Pleasant tomorrow night, and then it's Loretto and Summertown on Tuesday at Summertown. Loretto's at Lewis County on Friday, so they're going to make up those games in back-to-back nights. It's kind of breaking news since I just found out about it
right before the show.
Right before the show that they're playing Mount Pleasant, but they're going to get back on it. Summertown goes to Moore County on Saturday night. The girls-wise, that's going to be a pretty good game. Boys, you never know what you get out of Moore County, but you know what you get out of Summertown. A lot of guys that can shoot a high-tempo game. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we're not going to have much rest here this final 3 weeks of the regular season.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of a break, and now it's just wide open.
Yeah, that's what happens when they spread these games out in the schedule for a reason, to give everyone a break. But sometimes Mother Nature has another idea.
And we got to get them in because we're going to have a district tournament coming up. We got the region tournament, all that stuff scheduled, and we still don't know about the weather.
Yeah,
we're still not done.
Yeah,
and kids are still out of school as well. We don't know if they're going to be in school.
Yeah, we don't know about tomorrow or not.
And they're going to have to play these district games as well. And hopefully not that some games are like Summertown and Loretto are going to play like Richland and Moore County. You don't want to cancel those games because even though, I'm not saying that they don't matter, but they're not district games. So obviously you don't want to cancel those.
Sure.
District are the most important. You got to get them in because of play, tournament season.
You don't have to get your non-district games in.
So, all right, guys, well, that does it for our local segment. Coming up next, we're going to dive into the world of the NFL and all the breaking news that's happened here in the last couple days.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
If you want the best clean and wash experience, you need to catch the happy wave at Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Don't settle for streaks, dirt residue, water spots, and weak vacuums that you can get at just any car wash. At all our locations, you will be greeted by a smiling attendant who will pre-wash your car front and back to remove any stubborn bugs and dirt before guiding you through the tunnel, where your car will be treated to the ultimate spa treatment with state-of-the-art equipment and one-of-a-kind wash experience that will give your car a showroom shine. Afterwards, you can help yourself to our free powerful vacuums, cleaning cloths, and glass and surface cleaner for the perfect finishing touch. When it comes to caring for your car, don't settle for any wash and pay for all the extras. Get the best when you catch the happy wave at your local Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
The Summit of Lawrenceburg is the premier senior and assisted living community in the region. The Summit makes it home for you or your loved one with diverse suites that welcome and encourage community, plus gathering spaces, neighborhoods, daily activities, and a wonderful staff that supports you every day.
Hi, I'm Tara Blue. I'm the new director of the Summit, and we would like to invite you and your family to come and tour our facility. We would love to see you here.
For the best at-home care in Lawrence County, the Summit at Home is the right company for you. We have a friendly staff over 25 that is trained, educated, and qualified to help with all your needs within your household. Our non-medical services include transportation, housework, dressing, and companionship. We are also covered by most long-term care providers. For more information, please call 931-762-2310.
The Hidden Garden, located just off the square in downtown Lawrenceburg, is your hometown oasis for massage, aesthetics, full hair and nail services, and body waxing. Gift certificates are available, and be sure to follow them on Facebook for their specials. The Hidden Garden, your peace, your place. 222 Pulaski Street, Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, or phone 931-762-9799.
Tennessee Flight Training. We are training the next generation of pilots. Come and see why Tennessee Flight Training is the best way to learn to fly. Tennessee Flight Training. The skies are calling.
If there ever was such a thing as a company that could do almost anything, well, Tenakee Properties is it. These guys know how to completely transform your existing home into something new, or just do it room by room. Need a new bathroom or kitchen? What about a fresh coat of paint? Even a new floor? Looking for dirt work? Tenakee has you covered. Oh, and you can even rent a dumpster from them too. That's Tenakee Properties. Visit Tenakee.com or phone 931-244-4602.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Back here on X Sports, live in the new studio once again. We talk local sports, now it's time to get into the NFL. Breaking news literally happening right now before we get into the championship games and what happened this past weekend. Jim Harbaugh, guys, is going to be the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. He's going to head back to the state of California to coach in the NFL once again. Now, obviously, leaves a hole to be open over at Michigan, but just kind of initial thoughts of Harbaugh going back to the NFL.
I mean, I think we all kind of seen it coming. I don't think it's any surprise to the sports guys that he's not coming back to Michigan. Going to the Chargers, kind of thought that's probably where he would land. He needed a quarterback, and he's got one in Herbert. Got a pretty good team out there. Right. They just had a hard time getting over the hump and winning. That's been a pretty bad organization when it comes to winning. It is kind of surprising, though, that he goes to the AFC where he's going to face his brother. Mm-hmm. And not, if they ever make it there, they would be facing each other in a knockout round versus facing each other in a Super Bowl. So other than that, I don't know that it's just a huge surprise. If anybody's really surprised, I mean, you've not been paying much attention.
Right. I mean, I've been keeping up as well, and I think everybody's been just kind of saying that as well. Like you said, Dust, about him going to the Chargers, I mean, everybody assumed that with all the scandals and all the issues that Michigan's had, that the NCAA was going to be, going heavy on Michigan. I think it was probably just the time for him to leave and make that decision, go back to the NFL. But also, I think the Chargers, like you said, they got a good quarterback in Justin Herbert. They're going to have a good pick. I believe they got the 5th pick in the NFL
Yeah.
draft this upcoming year. So they're obviously going to look at offense, in my opinion. I don't really know who they'll take. Obviously, I haven't really looked into it, but I think the Chargers probably the best possible spot for him to land, especially with him being in San Francisco in the past and California. And I think it's just a good fit for him in California.
I think he's starting to solve some things. Like we saw it at Michigan. He was at Stanford 5 years, 49ers 5 years, started off great. As a 49er fan, we got to the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Then the NFC Championship game again and just tanked after that. I think at Michigan, he had time to develop that program, turned them into a team that made it to 3 straight playoffs, finally got a national championship, finally beat an SEC team. The process, I think the Chargers are getting a Harbaugh that can figure some things out.
I think you're right. They're going to have to give him some time. We talk about the pick and that 5th pick. I mean, gosh, but they talk about Caleb Williams going 1 and maybe Jaden Daniels going 2. I don't think he does, but does Marvin Harrison fall? Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
If they're looking for something offensively, I mean, I think they got a decent line. Maybe just adding another couple weapons. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I'm kind of excited, kind of see where it goes, and so I guess going right into it. Belichick's going to Atlanta.
It looks like it now, but they're also looking at Raheem Morris, which some people are like, oh, he said, I'm like, do you guys remember his tenure in Tampa Bay? How awful that was?
It was terrible.
And he's
bad.
going to the same division. What makes you think it's going to work? Hello, Josh McDaniels didn't work the second time around. I mean, how many coaches in the NFL, or just coaches in general, get a high-profile job, stink at it, and then they get another chance and don't stink at it? Belichick's probably the only one off the top of my head.
I can't. Yeah, I was fixing to say maybe Belichick would be it. I can't think of any more. I mean, if you think about it, Andy Reid didn't win one in Philly. They did have a good team.
He took them to 4 straight NFC championship.
Took them to 4 straight
and a Super Bowl.
And then he finally wins one at Kansas City.
He didn't stink there.
He didn't stink there. No, not at all. See, I don't. I think Belichick's the right fit.
Right. And he's probably just wanting some new. Atlanta will embrace him. They'll let him do whatever.
Oh, he'll get the keys of the car.
I mean, and what else is going on? I mean, how many coordinators are getting hired and fired? Philly is cleaning
They don't
house.
even know what they're
They
doing.
have zero clue what they're doing in that place. I mean, in Green Bay is firing their D coordinator.
Yeah, I did see that this morning.
Why?
On ESPN. I have no clue.
When I seen that, I thought, what are you? Y'all just took San Francisco to the limit.
Yeah. And the defense was pretty good. We watched.
We
the
watched
game
it together.
They
Yeah,
were pretty good. Shut down Dallas.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a bad play here, a bad play there. I mean, San Francisco just won the football game, but it didn't have anything to do with coaching.
Some better players.
Yeah,
Jimmy's and Joe's.
That's it.
You can only coach them up so much at a certain point.
That's right.
But speaking of coaches, guys, Titans got themselves a new head coach, offensive coordinator coming over, Callahan from the Bengals. So, I mean, they're going offensive, and I think they're kind of going in a different direction than what they have with Vrabel.
I think you're right. Now, you kind of shook your head at me. He probably figured I had something to say. I think it all is going to boil down to the draft for me. We know Henry's gone. They can say all they want to about, well, he's making these statements. He's not staying. No. So we're actually going to get to see Will Levis with a new coach and a whole new system. I just think the Titans' season is going to boil down to this draft and what they can get out of it and what they can make out of it.
And then obviously I think what you said, Dusty, about, they're going to bring in an offensive-minded head coach with Brian Callahan. He was there when Joe Burrow, he developed Joe Burrow. They went to the Super Bowl. They lost to the Rams. But also, get a guy like that who basically developed Joe Burrow, possibly do that with Will Levis. But, Mike Vrabel was a defensive-minded guy. Now you're bringing in like a different culture, offensive mind, and just like you said, I think it comes down to the draft. Obviously, I think they're going to take a offensive tackle. In my opinion, in the draft, that's just me because basically, I've told you this. I think with the firing of Mike Vrabel, basically whoever was with Vrabel is going to be gone. Like Tannehill, he might not be. More than likely, won't be there.
Tannehill's not going to be there.
Henry, he'll be gone. And then I think the only guys that are really safe is Levis, the Spears, the kid they brought in from
Oh,
Tulane last year.
That kid's good.
Yeah, he's going to be good for them. Jeffrey Simmons on the defensive side. And then, I mean, I don't really know what they're going to do with D-Hop and Burks as well. So, I mean,
I think
don't
Burks
really
will be
know.
around, maybe because he's young, but D-Hop, you going to spend more money on him?
I wouldn't.
Has he really been worth the money other than
I mean,
a
he had
couple
like
good years
just a
in
couple.
Houston?
Yeah, well, I was even going to talk about, the Titans. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
You know,
You can trade him.
I mean, but it all comes down to really, and everyone's been saying it nationally, if he develops Levis, turns Levis into an all-pro, Pro Bowl quarterback, it's a good hire. But, I mean, it pretty much all depends on, can they score points? Can you develop Levis?
yeah, because defense is there. I'm not saying it's a Super Bowl defense or anything like that, but the defense is there, and you can build on. You can get better at what you got. But that offense is just atrocious.
Yeah, that's why they went. That's why pretty much everyone's going offensive. Harbaugh, offensive-minded guy. Belichick's still a defensive-minded guy, but I think he has his hand more in the offense than what people realize.
I think he does too. And for Belichick, is he going to bring? He's going to bring in. He's going to have him a coordinator.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah, well, he's going to, as long as he doesn't bring in Patricia.
Dude, that
McDaniels is a good offensive coordinator. He's just a terrible human being.
Yeah, he's a terrible human being and a terrible head coach.
Yeah.
But Patricia, he sucks at everything. He may be the worst coordinator head coach ever in the history of the NFL.
Yeah, and Big Daddy Bill, though, will probably bring him in.
Yeah, he probably will.
Because
Because he sure had.
Yeah.
I mean, look what he done at Philly. He was there for 5 games and they sucked.
They fired the defensive coordinator just to bring him in,
Yeah.
and he did worse.
He did worse.
He made, yeah.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't know how they keep their coach myself, but.
Yeah, well, he's pretty much got 1 year left.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's got, this is it for him. He's going to start spring practice off on the hot seat.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, now moving ahead, championship games coming up this weekend.
Oh,
First
can't
game
wait.
we got on tap, Ravens Chiefs in Baltimore. Does Mahomes get back to the Super Bowl, or does Lamar finally silence all the doubters? Because despite that win against Houston, I still think there's a lot of doubters in Jackson's camp.
I think you're right. There are a lot of doubters. My take on Mahomes, not a fan. I think it's Lamar's time.
Good.
I think it is Lamar's time to shine. I put him in the Super Bowl, weeks back, and I think we're fixing to see. I'm gonna call it 10-14 is what they win by.
Okay.
I mean, I like that too, Dusty. But, remember we had our little college game day type of thing at the Jamboree at Lawrence County. We picked our picks. I obviously picked Kansas City and San Francisco. And, I mean, Kansas City, I didn't really expect the offensive struggles. But, man, that Buffalo game, it's hard to pick against Patrick Mahomes, man.
That was a pretty rough atmosphere they went into.
It was, but I'm going to say something right now. I'm going to stop it. Patrick Mahomes won that football game. That's Pacheco. That dude does not get the credit. Everybody puts the credit on Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
That may be the hardest running back in the NFL.
Yeah, the running game got going.
It got
which
going.
helped him big time.
It did help him big time. I just, I know Mahomes is Mahomes.
Yeah.
I get it. Kelsey had a game the other night too. They're going to see a little different defense.
Yeah, that Baltimore defense is legit, and that's for me is the difference in the game. I think Baltimore's defense, haven't seen it against some really good teams. I mean, they shut down San Francisco. They've shut down some other teams, but they're penalty prone.
They are.
And they're either getting a ton of turnovers or they can get gashed. But if they get a lot of turnovers, especially early on, just go ahead and pack up the buses and head to Las Vegas.
Yeah, and that's the same thing.
Yeah.
We talked about it. We've seen that trend throughout the season.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously when Kansas City gets flustered, they fall apart.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw against the Bills. We saw against the Raiders when
Mm-hmm.
they had a interim head coach, and the Raiders went into Arrowhead and beat Kansas City on Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean
he's now the head coach.
Yeah,
Peters.
now the head coach of the Raiders. But I mean, man, like I told you earlier, it's hard to pick against Mahomes, but I'm with you, Dusty. I think it's Lamar's time.
Yeah, it's low scoring, but I mean, it's kind of been different this year. He's got more weapons. I think he's got better weapons. I mean, he does have Odell Beckham, but He really doesn't throw to him all that much.
But he's there.
He's
an
there.
option.
He's there. He's an option. I think his offensive line is better. I think he's starting to realize that in the NFL, you got to win the game with your arm, not your legs. But does Lamar have one of those moments? Because remember how red hot they were a couple years ago when Tennessee went in there and won?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
If the Chiefs can keep it ugly, make it a sluggish type game where every possession really does matter, because let's face it, there's some games you watch in the NFL, coaches are kind of just throwing stuff up against the wall and see if it sticks.
Yeah.
But if you can kind of limit those possessions, which Mahomes and them can do, how does Jackson respond? I think that's a big question.
I think Jackson, we talk about him being a running quarterback. He's getting his weapon back in Andrews. That's kind of his security blanket.
He's already got that. Likely guy's really.
He's really good. Flowers is good.
The rookie Flowers.
Yes. We go back to Beckham real quick. I'm not saying I'm a big fan of Beckham.
I think he's the most overrated receiver in NFL history, but that's just me.
But I think he's good enough to be a difference maker.
Yeah, he's good. He's good enough to have another weapon.
And
you got to keep an eye on him.
So let's just throw the numbers out there. Lamar goes for 250 in the air and 75 to 100 on his legs.
Well, if he does that,
win.
they win by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But he can go for 100 pretty quick.
Yeah.
Guys, he can. Once he's smart, he's getting to where he's going through his progressions. But once he sees that hole open up and it's not there, he's gone.
Well, then again, I know against the Houston, what was his stats? Well, he had 152 yards in the air, and I don't know if he broke 100 on the ground, but it was pretty dang close if he didn't. But I'm pretty sure he did. I'm not sure, though.
Yeah. It was pretty close. Now, over to, so we all saying Baltimore here?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to say Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm going to say Baltimore as well. Over to the other game, the nightcap. Detroit going to San Francisco. First time Detroit's been in this position since, the 60s?
Yeah.
Been a very long time, probably the most dysfunctional franchise in all of NFL history. However, turn things around. I would run, even as a 49er fan, I would run through a wall for Dan Campbell. I think he's done an incredible job. I think all of us thought they could get that far, if not already picked them to get that far.
I think we all picked them to win the division.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think somebody might have been one person that's not here. He's probably watching Michael. I think he thought we were crazy. Yeah. But
he picked the Vikings.
I took the Vikings to the NFC Championship game, even though I picked Detroit to win the division.
There you go.
Because I watched that Netflix stuff, and Kirk Cousins had me believing. That's why I'm never going to believe in Kirk Cousins ever again. But he tore his ACL, so they were starting to get better when he tore his ACL.
You can't help that.
And his coach is an idiot, but that's another thing.
Yeah. I said it when you watched them play the other night. I think San Francisco's probably the better team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'm taking Detroit.
You want to take Detroit?
And I said it coming in, and I don't want to rant on it, but I really don't understand the whole concept of why Detroit can't win if Debo plays. And that's only been said through like all our sports apps that we follow and we look at. Now, you've said it, that they can be beat with Debo on the field.
Yeah.
We all know that. But
chances are better if he's not on the
sure,
field, but they can still
absolutely
win with him.
I told my buddy, and I'll give him a shout out because he is a huge Detroit fan. That's where he's from. One more game, buddy, and you're going to be there. But George Kittle, to me, I think I'm taking McCaffrey out. I think George Kittle is the difference. He's the key.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Purdy, he's got his weapons, and IU, McCaffrey can catch it out of the backfield. He can run. I think he's the best running back in the game. Yeah. Even with Debo there, you let George Kittle get out in that flat. How many times did he kill him the other night? Down the sideline for 25, 15. And it's just like it's a real quiet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's because you're not really expecting George Kittle with all these other weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So I think George Kittle is where I'm not saying they got to focus on Kittle, but they're going to have to look out for Kittle. Now, they keep Kittle keep him contained a little bit. Maybe McCaffrey's going to get his. I don't care what you say, he's going to get his. But on the other hand, I think we're going to see, he ain't had one this year. He's due, and that's Jamie Williamson is due a standout game. San Francisco's probably going to be on St. Brown. They're going to be in Laporta. They're going to do their best. But Jahmyr Gibbs and their Alabama boys, they're going to have a game. And we'll see what Jared Goff can do.
Well, I know this for a fact. I did see this, that Laporta has had some calf or knee issues.
He's got a knee. Well, they talked about it. He's got a bad knee.
They did just sign Zach Ertz to the practice squad. He's going to be elevated to the main
Yes.
roster for the NFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's kind of hard. He's a good player, but it's kind of
Yeah.
hard. You know, he's kind of bounced around a bunch of teams. I think the difference for me is it's the tight ends. It's Laporta and Kittle. You know, Laporta's really good. Is just a rookie. Kittle, Purdy hits him 5 or 6 times because he doesn't just hit him for a 5-yard game. He normally hits him for a 15, 20-yard game.
Yeah.
But that's where the difference with Debo comes in. Debo is a difference maker. If he's there, because there's been games where, you know, George kind of got off to a slow start, but Debo had about a 5-game stretch where nobody could stop this guy.
No.
And you can do so many different things with
Sure.
Debo. He can take the pressure off McCaffrey, he can take the pressure off Kittle, Ayuk, that whole bunch. But I think if he's in there, it will certainly help them. But I think just having McCaffrey, having Kittle, I think Brock Purdy showed the other day that he can use his other weapons. That, yeah, I can go all, I want to kill Ryan Clark, you know. Just he's an idiot. He's a pundit. He's just like the rest of those ESPN guys. They just talk. Oh, he's a game manager. Well, you can say that about Joe Montana. You can say that about Tom Brady before he got Randy Moss and after Randy Moss.
Well, sure.
Yeah, you can say that about a lot. Yeah, their job is to manage the game to get the ball to the right people. And he made some good throws the other night. He made some really bad throws the other night, but he made some really good throws. He's got his team where they are. And I think another difference is Jared Goff, you know, it's going to be it's the battle up front. Can the Detroit, who's got really good offensive line, but they haven't seen anything like San Francisco and what they can do.
Nope.
Jared Goff is probably the least mobile of the 4 quarterbacks playing this weekend.
He's as D-mobile as Peyton Manning.
How often can these guys get pressure on him, get in his face, make him make throws? Does Detroit's tempo, because they play with tempo, how does that affect San Francisco? I think the 49ers win in a close one because I think the defense, who led the NFL in turnovers, is going to get a few turnovers, catch these guys off guard a bit. They're going to get the Goff at least 4 or 5 times. But can Jameson Williams, even though he hasn't really done it all season, can he be a formidable factor for Detroit in this game? Because it's just hard for me, like, if you haven't done the previous 19 or the previous 18.
Sure.
I
mean, I get it. Yeah. And I think to go to the quarterback side of it, you know, I've been on you all year about Purdy. Phenomenal job. I mean, he's led his team like he's supposed to and all that. But we are talking about the playoffs. It is a little different. He's done played one game. Jared Goff's been here. I know Purdy's been here. But Detroit has a good enough defensive front.
They do.
Hutchinson's a stud. Can he get a little pressure? Can we hit the young guy?
Yeah.
Can they hit the young guy? Maybe can Detroit cause a turnover? That's why I think I agree with you. It's a close one either way. I'm going to take Detroit in a close one. And you know, 3 points maybe.
Yep. I think it's that way.
I could see a
either
1-point
way.
game.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I mean.
They beat Los Angeles 24-23 in the wild card week.
I mean,
you never know.
We've seen some tackles. Yeah. We've seen some balls get thrown through the back of the end zone in the playoffs already.
Yeah. I mean, another thing with Detroit's tempo is you play with tempo, but if you're not going up and down the field, you can also get off the field quickly.
Absolutely,
too,
that defense
which puts.
And then if that happens, then the score could be a lot worse than 3.
Yeah,
yes.
It's and for me, because I'm a former offensive defensive lineman, I know you guys can't tell. I've lost a lot of weight since those days, but I mean, it's how we've got 2 of the best offensive lines going up against 2 of the best defensive lines. How's that shape out? I think it's going to be very close. I think it's going to be down the wire. Honestly, I think it's going to be the better game of the 2 that we're going to see.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to disagree at all with that one. Like I said, I think the Baltimore-Kansas City game could get out of hand in the favor of Baltimore.
I think I agree with you there, Dusty, but I think people will probably tune in just because of the names between Lamar and Patrick Mahomes, just between the 2 of those playing each other for the AFC Championship. But I agree with you. I think Detroit and San Francisco is probably going to be the best game of the week as well.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for our NFL segment. Coming up next, we've got some breaking news in the NBA. Bucks have a new head coach, even at 30-13. We'll break that down. Plus, the Lakers, in-season tournament champions, might not make the playoffs. We'll talk about that coming up next.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
If there ever was such a thing as a company that could do almost anything, well, Tenakee Properties is it. These guys know how to completely transform your existing home into something new, or just do it room by room. Need a new bathroom or kitchen? What about a fresh coat of paint? Even a new floor? Looking for dirt work? Tenakee has you covered. Oh, and you can even rent a dumpster from them too. That's Tenakee Properties. Visit Tenakee.com or phone 931-244-4602.
Hi, my name is Asha. I go to Lawrenceburg Technical College and I moved here a year ago from California. I wanted to be a cosmetologist and study hair, nails, and makeup. You should come join us at Lawrenceburg Technical College and learn all about cosmetology.
Tired of driving into the city every time you need appliances, furniture, or heck, just about anything? Next time, stay local and come to Swap and Shop Center. We have everything you want, from computers to furniture, major appliances, lawn and garden tools, electronics, you name it. Our #1 goal is to get you the items you need at a price you can afford. We even offer 120 days same as cash financing. We won't be undersold. We specialize in service after the sale. We pick up where everyone else leaves off. Swap and Shop Center, family owned and operated in Lawrenceburg for over 61 years.
Southern Tennessee Orthopedics welcomes orthopedic surgeon Dr. Paul Thomas. Count on Dr. Paul Thomas, podiatrist Dr. James Barksdale, and nurse practitioner Doug Iad at Southern Tennessee Orthopedics to keep your life in motion. Injuries and foot pain can rob you of the activities you enjoy most. So our team is here, close to home, to address the pain and to get you moving again. Southern Tennessee Orthopedics, from the routine to the unforeseen, you can count on us. To learn more, visit southerntennesseemedicalgroup.com or to schedule an appointment, call 931-762-4400.
Story and Lee, the Tennessee Valley's most dynamic furniture store, featuring our Made in America galleries with solid wood dining and bedrooms, leather furniture, mattresses, and so much more. You want it? We've got it. With our 3 acres of showroom and our huge warehouse, we're sure to have exactly what you want. And it's all ready to be delivered to your home absolutely free. Just try that anywhere else. We are Story and Lee.
Southern Craft Manufacturing is dedicated to creating the finest quality and greatest value products in the death care industry. Southern Craft has perfected blending old world craftsmanship with modern manufacturing technologies to create a full line of steel, wood, and corrugated caskets. Family owned and operated for over 30 years, Southern Craft is now looking to hire local and regional truck drivers, welders, and production workers, each with great starting pay and a benefits package. For more information, visit southerncraftmfg.com.
Are you tired of missing out on family life just to be treated like another truck number? Since 1986, Southeast Cares has been a family-operated business based in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Being family-owned ourselves, we understand the importance of family, which is why we value it above all else. With our large number of dedicated lanes and our friendly staff, we are able to evenly divide your home time with the amount of time you spend on the road. We offer multiple benefits with large company pay, all while keeping a small company environment. For more information, visit our website at southeastcares.com or check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X Sports, live in the new studio. Dusty almost didn't get the finger up in time. Also, I want to shout out Hayden over here. Talk about he's your favorite producer. You see, like, he's doing these camera switches. He's not even looking at the board.
I noticed, man. He's like tapping with no look, man. I'm telling you, I'll get props.
Yeah.
Props.
You gonna make me cry, Dusty. Don't do that.
I mean, Kevin can't even get our audio right.
I know. Come on, Kevin. I know you're watching because you text me.
Well, going into the NBA, obviously we've got some breaking news from yesterday. The Bucks fired their head coach. Looks like Doc Rivers is on board. Good news, bad news.
I don't know, man.
30-13, second best record.
Second best record in the league, and you fire your coach. There must be something behind the scenes that really hadn't come out yet that we don't know about. That's what I'm speculating. I don't know. I've just been so torn with the NBA this year. I'm going to jump on that wagon as I think it's so rigged now. I hate to. It kills me to be the sports fan that I am to say that the NBA's rigged. It's a joke. Me and Mason do watch it, but I mean, it's awful to watch. And I think it all starts with LeBron, for me. I mean, did you see him the other night? He dunked the ball left-handed, and he falls down, and he had to look like he was flopping like The Rock, taking a stunner. I mean, but then he gets up and runs down the floor.
Yeah. Hey, but speaking of those guys, they're in the play. They won the play-in tournament. Now they're barely in the
10th or the 11th.
Yeah. But props off to one guy in the NBA, rigged or not, to be a big man. Embiid,
dude,
is killing it.
70
on Kobe's 20th anniversary of '81.
There was a lot of people that went off.
Yep.
Karl Anthony Towns, he had 62, I believe. Kevin Durant had 43.
Yeah,
somebody else had a big game.
Towns had 62, 44 points in the first half, and then his coach called him immature
Yeah.
after they lost to the worst team in the league.
Yeah.
He was trying to set the record and just kept throwing up. They even got benched in the fourth quarter because that's how bad he was in the second half.
But, here's the thing. So now I'm fixing to harp on Anthony Davis for a minute. He's as big as Embiid and don't play with near the heart, way softer than Embiid. Embiid plays. Like him or not, he does play. Props off to the big man.
I mean, Boston's the top team in the East. OKC, I mean, there's a three-way tie.
They're number one now. They're number one in the West.
Them and Minnesota. Minnesota, despite how, because they pretty much overlooked Charlotte and let Charlotte get back in the game, just trying to break a record.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty good. I mean, OKC, it's the youngest team in the league. Everyone kept saying something. They've come out and everyone's just.
And then, of course, you got Denver. I don't even want to talk about them.
You haven't talked about the Joker in a
because I hadn't been watching, man. Like I
haven't been watching either. Like it's not. I agree with it. Basketball's my favorite sport. Don't get me wrong, but it's hard. It's hard to watch.
It's hard to watch it, guys.
What's the difference? Because I don't watch much NBA. I just kind of I've catch some highlights.
I'm just gonna say it. I mean, I don't want to take it to this level, but like I think the referees are dictating what happens. And I'm not even calling a superstar, but I'm just saying they're going to call it one way down here, and then they go call it on the same team down here different. Yeah. I just think it's such a money pit in the NBA. They got all these stupid contracts, all these max deals. You got 3 superstars on a team and all this stuff, and they got to have Boston, and there's no way they want OKC in the finals. Yeah. Just come on, they don't want it. They want Boston and Denver. They want Boston and Golden State, Boston and the Lakers. They don't want, and that's what's sad is you got this young OKC team, youngest team in the league. You just said it, that are playing. I mean, they're balling out. They're killing it, and they're going to get screwed when it comes gut-wrenching time in the playoffs, and it's going to be something nasty over a call or something. Like, you wait and see.
Yeah, and another thing with the OKC team is, like you said, we've all said they're young, but they're going to get better because, like, the draft, I believe they've got, 15 draft picks the next 4 or 5 years. That is a lot of draft picks because after they lost Kevin Durant, James Harden, Paul George, Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, all that group, I mean, they just, props to the front office for, like, just getting the draft picks and just building from the top because, I mean, they got a good Chet Holmgren, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Lou Dort. They've got a squad in Oklahoma City.
And is there any other reasons why you guys just think it's bad? Is it officiating? Is it?
I think it's, and I think the players.
I think the
style of play. I think your superstars. They still get their triple doubles, but they don't play hard.
No,
they don't play hard at all. I mean, they're walking down the floor. Some of them don't even go back down the floor. I think Joker's the laziest person in the league. I mean, we've seen the videos and before the season started. I mean, that dude was having a hard time even wanting to come back to America to play basketball, and then we put him on a pedestal. Yeah, I don't know, man. The NBA's in bad shape, I think.
I mean, my favorite player, honestly, is me personally, Steph Curry, just because I fell in love with Steph Curry in basketball just because of that. But then, like, my favorite player right now after that performance he did the other night, Joel Embiid. After they lost Game 7 against Toronto several years back against Kawhi Leonard and that buzzer beater in the corner and just sealed it in Toronto, after that, he is coming for it. I mean, he is not taking a day off at all. he keeps getting better and better and better. He's averaging like 35.2 points a game this season so
Yep.
far. So he is no doubt the MVP right now in the league.
Yeah, it's. I've heard a lot of the same complaints. My wife asked me the other day, "Do you feel like pro sports are rigged?" I said, "Baseball, it's impossible to do. Hockey, no. Football, there's a few instances, yes, where you could say that. Basketball, absolutely.
I think basketball, and it's a shame, guys, because we all love the sport. We all love it, and I want to love the NBA. Yeah. I mean, I think it's amazing. I mean, we'd have to go back and get the exact numbers, but just a little over 600 guys is all that's ever played in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That's pretty. That's a remarkable stat.
It's the best of the best, like the best around the world.
Yeah, and I mean, how many of those guys don't even get on the floor, anyways? I mean, they don't even have junk time in the NBA anymore. I mean, there's guys that sit on that bench and never get in. Yeah. I mean, the G League ain't nothing.
The G League is basically guys that are fighting to get a chance, just a chance to even be on that bench, and then when their number's called, just get into the game and show what they're worth. But I mean, I'm with you, Dusty. Not saying it's bad to have stars in the league, but it's just so star-based where paying all these guys big money that it's, I mean, I've hated to say this, but I mean, it's to a point now where
it's ruined the sport.
It's ruined the sport, and the money's become an issue.
It has. I mean, I think about Boston. So you got Jaylen Brown,
$300 million.
Tatum, Porzingis, Horford,
Holiday.
You got 5 All-Stars.
And Derek White, he's an all-star.
He is awesome. But you got 5 all-stars starting. Guys, we never heard. I mean, the worst we had was Steph, Durant, and Clay.
Draymond and Clay.
I don't even put Draymond in there. He's garbage. He always has been, I feel like. But, you know, when we talk about LeBron with Wade and Bosh and Ray Allen, but Boston is running 5. I mean, I think what the Bucks done getting Dame. It's not as bad, but it's so hard to watch.
I mean, I agree with you. I think the Bucks is not as bad, but basically the reason why they made that trade,
they had to
keep up with Boston.
And you got the best player in the world, in Giannis, and he can't do it. I mean, there's no way he's beating Boston by himself, not at all.
No. I mean, there's only 3 teams in the West. It's Milwaukee, Boston, and Philly. And I don't even really know, or in the East, excuse me, yeah. But I mean, I don't really know if you can put Philly in that category between Boston and Milwaukee just because they've got so many stars and guys that can score the basketball.
No, yeah, and you're right. But the West is loaded. I mean, I think all the money young talent, but the West must have went this money crazy out there. I mean, when you got what Denver's done, I mean, think about what they got. I mean, we didn't talk about them, but you got Joker, you got Murray, you got Gordon. And Porter Jr. and Michael Porter Jr. So that's 4 All-Stars really playing. We know what Golden State's done. Look what the Clippers tried to do.
I mean, they were mediocre at the start of the season. They have a losing record, but I mean, everybody had the questions about James Harden if he's going to fit. And then, you know, there's too many stars and there's only one basketball with Russell Westbrook. And I mean, hey, they made it work. So I mean, they're a threat too. And everybody talks about, okay, when's the Clippers' time going to come? Well, you know, is it the next season after that?
Yeah, it's either now or nothing.
Yeah, it's now or nothing at this point because they have no draft picks, and I mean,
probably
what are you going to
do? Considering those guys' history outside of Kawhi, but Kawhi's injured all the time.
I don't even know that he's injured. I think he just don't want to play.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Paul George too, but like he's kind of falling into that category as well.
I mean, my favorite player, if I'm picking one, I was a Luka guy, but I'm going to be on the record and say it. He's starting to whine like LeBron. He whines all the time. I'm a Booker guy. I do like Book. I think he plays hard. I think he's a really good basketball player, and he wants to win.
Yeah, and he reminds me a lot like Kobe. Like that's Kobe Bryant reincarnated.
You know, he'll pop them lips if he needs to, but he can also go down and stick a 16-footer in your eye too.
Yeah, I love Devin Booker. I love watching him play.
All right, guys, well, coming up next, we're going to get to our favorite topic of the day. Royal Rumble coming up this weekend. So many unknowns. We're going to dive into them coming up next.
At Smith Tax and Business Service, we offer many services. Along with personal income tax prep, we also offer tax preparation for corporations and partnerships. If you're a small business and looking for some extra help, give us a shout and we'll get you fixed up. Call Mary Beth Smith, Marion Matthews, Brooklyn Bates, or Michelle Staggs to find out how we can help you. Located at 208 Pulaski Street, phone 931-244-6633.
Head on over to Shaw Southeast Distributing in Lawrenceburg to find everything you need for your home, business, or fundraiser. To make life easier, Shaw Southeast Distributing now accepts EBT cards. Have a concession stand, food truck, or just your kitchen at home? Leave it to Shaw to fill your shelves with ease. Shaw Southeast Distributing delivers. Family owned and operated. Phone 931-762-7760. Follow us on Facebook or visit us at 1603 Ripke Avenue in Lawrenceburg.
Don't just find a job, find a career with Resource MFG. The team at Resource MFG in Lawrenceburg has the resources and experience to find you a full or part-time position right away. Now recruiting for open positions in Lawrence, Giles, and Murray counties. Whether you're entering the workforce for the first time or looking to take your career to the next level, let your journey begin with Resource MFG. Located at 300 Ellingson Street in Lawrenceburg. Phone 931-570-2111 to jumpstart your career today.
Rent-Right Equipment has all the tools you need to get the job done. From bobcats to trenchers to augers to lifts, we have a large variety of equipment for every project, big or small. Need a new mower? We have you covered there too. With great brands Hustler and Big Dog, Rent-Right is ready to serve all your equipment needs. Call today and reserve your equipment from Rent-Right Equipment in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
There are now more ways to save at Quick Mart. Become a Quick Club member and easily earn rewards on qualifying purchases at Quick Mart convenience stores using the Quick Club app, available on the Apple App Store and Google Play. To save on fuel for work, use the Fuel Rewards Pro app to earn 5 cents a gallon on work fill-ups and redeem the savings for yourself. To get started, visit fuelrewards.com/pro or download the app in the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Do you ever worry about having too much in the garage? What about where you're going to put the mower or your ATV, or better yet, your mother-in-law? Look no further than Quality Storage Buildings located right next door to Flat Rock Cheese and More on the Minor Hill Highway in Pulaski, Tennessee. There you'll find the answer to your need in a compact or spacious metal building. Built by hand right at Flat Rock by some of the finest craftsmen around, there's a perfect building for everyone, including economy, utility, cabin, lofted or garage models, and even an animal shelter line. Buy or rent to own? See the different models at Flat Rock or on North Main Street in Ardmore and on Highway 43 South in Dunn. Call today 931-363-3603 or 931-201-2205.
From our humble beginnings to today, Parks Lumber Company has continuously served Lawrence and surrounding counties for over a century. Although we started as a small lumber yard in 1896, we have grown to include everything you need to make your dream project come to life. No matter your building needs, our experienced staff will be with you every step of the way to ensure you receive the highest customer service and attention to detail you deserve. Visit us at 106 2nd Street or on Facebook. We guarantee you will see working with PLC is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Got primary care? Find your way to better health with primary care by One Stop Medical. With decades of combined experience, you'll find a one-on-one relationship just like the old days, but with the convenience and technology of today. When One Stop Medical does primary care, it's the best. Call today for an appointment and find your way to healthy living. Serving Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Hohenwald. Phone 931-244-8220 primary care by One Stop Medical at its best.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X Sports Live, getting into our favorite topic. If you guys only knew what we were talking about in commercial break.
You ain't got a clue.
It's good.
Just involves certain sandwich artist over at a restaurant next to
an artist formerly known as. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. So, got the Royal Rumble coming up this weekend, guys. And like I said, going into the break, there are so many unknowns. Now, reports are starting to come out today that maybe Cody Rhodes isn't going to win. But, you saw, Hayden saw him. We don't know if that's true or not. It is coming from a publication. It's about to be non-existent here in a couple months.
Yeah.
But, if that's the case, I mean, there's so many things up in the air. Like, there's so many guys that are going to be in the Rumble match. I think we know how the Fatal 4-Way is going to go. But then again, like when I was working out today, I'm like, would they really put the belt on somebody else there?
Well, I want to say no.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say. Just going off my personal opinion, I think that it's just setting up for Rock and Roman to headline WrestleMania.
That means Rock's got to be at the Rumble.
I don't know that he necessarily has to be at the Rumble in the match. Could possibly happen. He could be number 30.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That music breaks at number 30.
It's going to go.
The roof. You won't have to worry about Crash knocking the building down. Because I'll run through the building like a Tasmanian devil. But I think we're setting up. I'm going to go ahead and jump that far and say we're setting up Rock and Roman at WrestleMania. Okay. Not to main event. Let's get it on.
Okay.
Because I want to believe that what some of the stuff we're reading is right. These guys do know probably a little bit. They're on the inside.
Yeah, they say sources close to Triple H, which I was thinking about that today because you got Punk back. Even though Randy Orton's someone from that Fatal 4-Way is going to be in the Rumble. I think someone's got it, whether it be LA Knight. I don't think AJ Styles will be. I think it's up to LA Knight or Randy Orton.
I think both of them's in the Rumble. I think both of those guys put their name in the hat.
Yeah. Because I think
there'll be a later pick.
Yeah, they won't be.
They'll be in the 20s.
Yeah, I was watching last year's Rumble. The men's Rumble was the first match out of the gate, which I think everyone knew Cody was going to win anyways. And that, even though there was a couple surprises, Brock, Booker T. But I think this year's Rumble is going to be at the end of it. I think the 4-Way is going to be before. I haven't seen the card come out yet.
Well,
I remember I was telling you at the break or before the show.
Yeah.
I think the first match is going to be Kevin Owens and Logan Paul.
Yeah.
And then I'm assuming it's going to be the Women's Royal Rumble.
Because I think the Men's Royal Rumble just has too much riding on it.
I think now with all these names in it, it has to. Now, hey, we could be wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, Triple H could go a totally different direction. I don't think he does.
He could be just swerving us.
He could be. Hey, he could do that.
Yeah.
I think we'll see the Usos. I think something's going to happen in that Fatal 4-Way match.
Of course, they're going to interfere somehow, but does someone finally overcome? Because LA Knight's got redemption after what happened over in Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
You think he'll be ready for it? I don't think AJ Styles really factors into the match much because he really hasn't been a part of the story.
He hasn't been a part of the story, but then again, it could change. I don't think it does.
Yeah. I mean, Randy Orton, he's back. He's got revenge on his mind.
I just think we see Yeet main event Jay take his brothers out.
Ooh, come in. He interferes with the interferes?
I think he does.
I could see that happening.
Because they're setting up Jimmy J WrestleMania. That's a no-doubter. That's a done deal.
That might be the headline of night one.
I just figured that would be a heck of a main event from night one. But I feel like they need to go old school and put Solo somewhere he can't interfere.
Right. I think Solo might be in the Rumble.
Oh, I think he gets in the Rumble. I don't think he does anything.
No. He's that.
He'll look strong, but he won't. I don't think he'll do anything special.
I'm not. You brought up Gunther. I still think they're setting up him and Lesnar.
I agree with you, man. But dude, I
I'm just-
texted you on Monday.
You did.
And I said, dude, Gunther can hold a promo, and especially all that happened this last Friday with the pipe bomb segment with Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, and then we don't really know much about Seth. He says he's going to be at WrestleMania, but still, we don't really know.
He's got torn meniscus.
Yeah, I don't know how you can perform.
Yeah, he's not going to be at the Rumble.
No, he may be there, but he's not going to be participating.
And also remember, Gunther last year was #1 and went the distance.
Yeah.
He did go the distance.
He was the last
Hour and
person.
2 minutes and 45 seconds.
That's pretty
So
impressive.
He's also got
He's got a lot riding on this.
a Rumble history.
He does have a Rumble history. I mean, it's playing out, but because I think they're going to use him and Lesnar. I'm a Lesnar guy.
So you do think Brock's?
I think Brock is going to be one of the guys that we haven't heard from that shows up. My opinion. Outside of him, I think The Rock's got a chance. The Rock's got to be there.
He has to.
In some form or fashion.
Some way.
I mean, could he be the one that interferes in the Fatal 4-Way, and maybe that's the setup? Maybe he doesn't get in the Rumble. Maybe it's just a setup to WrestleMania. I don't know.
I hope they don't do like a 3-way match for the championship at WrestleMania. I'm a traditionalist. It's got to be.
Yes, it's got to be
one, which makes me think that The Rock would be a part of that, or the typical. It seems like every time Roman Reigns wins at one of the 4 major pay-per-views, like he holds up the belt, and all of a sudden, like someone comes, like they play someone's
Brock,
music.
John Cena.
Rock, John Cena. Could that be The Rock? If that happens,
I'm telling y'all, I think they're setting it up somewhere or another. The Rock may be in the Rumble. I still think John Cena's going to come in somewhere. That may be after Mania, but I think his name needs to start being talked about now. I know some people probably watching like, why are we talking about John Cena? John Cena will beat Ric Flair's record. I'm putting it down. You can put it down in the book. He's going to win it one more time.
So who's a surprise entrance you guys think? Like,
I say Lesnar.
That's not being talked about.
Oh, that's not being talked about?
I mean, no one's really talking about
Nobody's
Brock.
talking about it. I say Brock's the surprise for me.
Okay.
I think Brock will be a surprise as well, but I think these are not really big time names like Brock Lesnar, or there might be some guys that are free agents like Andrade. I don't know if you know him from AEW. I know he's not going to be a factor.
Well, he started.
Really,
He's Charlotte Flair's husband, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe they got married. But I'm with you, Dusty. I think Brock, and then again, what you were saying about Brock and Gunther at WrestleMania. I think it could be a thing where Gunther gets eliminated by somebody, and that might start a feud. And what if that's Brock?
So that's what I think.
Yeah,
I
he
think
might
that's
eliminate Gunther.
that's my whole thing with Brock. I think Brock eliminates Gunther.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
Do you have anyone you think's going to come in, surprise everybody? It's always like Booker. It was Booker T last year. No one saw coming. He was in the match for like a minute and a half, but it was still.
It's always gonna be
it was good to see.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think Logan Paul comes back. Well, when Logan Paul's fighting,
He's in a
got
match.
KO.
Yeah, he won't be
He's
there.
at KO.
No one's really talking about Sami Zayn.
Yeah, I think Sami Zayn will be a surprise.
He took a little time off, so he's.
That music hits.
Oh, I didn't think about Sammy.
I still think it might be just me. It's probably just extreme conspiracy theorists. But then, like, I've really talked myself out of it because even though I know he's still in great shape and he's posting a lot of videos of him get in shape.
He done told me about it.
Stone Cold.
I think you're right.
But they're not going to bring Stone Cold back just to eliminate him in 3 minutes.
I just got a text from my buddy Stone Cold Steve Austin, and
So I'm just something. I mean, it's in the back of my mind. That's because he's posted that vid. He's been posting workout videos, and he posted him getting in a cold tub. I'm like, Stone Cold doesn't need to get in a cold tub. He only do that for recovery. Why would he be doing? I still think he's got one more match left in him.
I think that you're right. I think Stone Cold could be there. And I think you're right, Dusty.
Yeah.
I think Brock. I would say both of those would probably be my pick. But I don't know if y'all saw the past few. I don't know if they're commercials or something that WWE has been advertising. But what's the deal with that Hulk Hogan thing they've been talking about?
Well,
like kind of hyping up, maybe him possibly making a surprise appearance or maybe some sort of.
He just needs to go.
Yeah,
Dude, he's 71 years old.
It just.
He
I don't
can't
know
even
if
hardly
it's another
walk.
storyline.
Oh, it ain't no storyline. Listen. I mean, Hogan's my all-time hero.
Yeah.
Bad, good. I hate it, but Hogan is my wrestling hero. No way he's coming back to wrestling. I don't think we'll ever see him again.
I hope not. But I mean, Stone Cold, I think, still's got one left in
He
him,
may
but
have one.
They're not going to bring him back in the Rumble just to eliminate him in 3 minutes. But which makes me think, like, what at the end of the Fatal 4-Way? You got Roman you know what he does? He stands over his opponent,
yeah.
holds up the belt, and all of a sudden,
Oh man,
the biggest pop ever.
Ever. You think the Rock's pop would be huge? That would be even.
Well, I think people kind of see that coming.
Well, yeah, they do. They just don't know when.
Yeah.
That's why I think they may try to keep it a surprise when we do hear the music hit.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, and I'll say John Cena. Who knows, man? I mean, he come in a late 20, 26, 27. I don't know.
Who
I
knows?
mean,
Okay.
John can carry a match without a doubt, but I don't know if he can physically, do that.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's going to be in the teens when he comes in, he probably won't be there the whole match. But if he comes in the 20s, he could probably last.
Oh, you bring
the
him
whole
in
time.
26, 27?
Yeah, that'd be huge.
Oh.
Okay, so who's the final two standing there at the end of the Rumble? This is going to be hard.
Final two.
Yeah.
Man,
Cody and Punk.
I think you're right. I think it's going to be Cody and Punk. I think I got to go with that.
I'm going Rock and Punk. I think
Rock and Punk.
I like it, man. I like it.
Hear me out.
2013.
Hear me out. Punk eliminates Cody. Rock eliminates Punk, and that sets up Cody Punk at WrestleMania.
Okay, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I like it.
I like the
But
storyline.
I also think LA Knight and Randy Orton are in the final 5.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Imagine that.
dude. There's
Cody
so many
Rhodes,
scenarios.
CM
But
Punk.
because there's always a match like, and I even I've been watching a lot of the Rumbles just to kind of like, there's always a trend in history, but they always get like to the final 4, and they're always standing in a different turnbuckle, and they all look at each other like, what do we do now?
Yeah.
The final 4, even though we know it's all predetermined, choreographed.
Sure.
But it's like, what do we do now? So part of me is thinking, all right, you got LA Knight here, you got Punk over there, you got Cody there, and you got The Rock right here. Like The Rock comes in, he's like entrant 27. He takes out Brock, takes out Gunther, takes out one of the bloodline that really sets everything up, and then like out of nowhere, like Punk gets Cody. That starts it off. Maybe Cody interferes a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, Punk and Rock go at it, and The Rock throws Punk out, and then it just sets up.
Then again, I don't know where, we won't know until the night of where people are going to be, seated in the entrance. But, I think from everything I've read and watched about podcasts and stuff about it, Cody's going to be 1 or 2, in my opinion.
I just had a name. We're talking about surprises. He's not surprised. He hasn't been on TV in a while. What about Omos? He's
They've
not been
hyping that
around.
up too. I mean, they always have a big guy, like a giant, like Great Khali,
last year,
Omos.
Sheamus, Drew, Omos, and Braun Strowman. We haven't. I think Braun Strowman's hurt.
Braun won't
Yeah, he
be
had
there.
Nick. He actually had neck surgery.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, because I was watching that Rumble.
Big
today,
E's
and
been
he's-
talking about making a return.
I was telling AJ about that too
Yeah,
earlier.
Kofi-
I'd love to see him back.
Kofi's got to be in there and do some crazy thing that you
This'll-
never know if it's going to work
I
or
believe
not
this
work.
is his 16th Royal Rumble,
It will
second
be.
of all time.
Last year he
Yeah.
tried the chair thing and missed.
He missed. Yeah.
So you never know. Just so many scenarios, which makes it fun. We're planning on live streaming our reaction. We obviously can't do it because of copyright issues.
Right.
We can't show it. We can't even put sound, but you can tape ourselves and record ourselves doing that. So I think we're going to do that on Saturday night. We're busy with middle school tournaments and you've got work, but even if we've got to replay it, even if I don't think it will be the first match of the night, I hope it's
I
not.
hope it's not the
That'd
first
be-
match.
That'd be so
First match.
stupid if they did that.
Because it would ruin It would just ruin the Rumble for me.
It needs to be the main event, so hopefully we'll at least do the Fatal 4-Way and the Rumble. If we got to rewind it and go back and do it, we'll do that. But we'll definitely have that some sort of live stream on Saturday night right here in the studio.
I like it.
All right.
I like it.
All right, fellas, coming up next, it's our final segment of the show. Big fella's been warming up about this all week long. I don't have much of a rant. We're just going to probably let him take over for about, 50 minutes? Is that what
We probably going a good 15 to 20.
That's coming up next here on X Sports Live.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Oliver Wellness and Massage, located in Pulaski, Tennessee, is your premier spa for massage therapy, salt therapy, IV therapy, tanning, and much more. Stay relaxed, look your best, and feel good at Oliver Wellness, located at 1187 West College Street, Pulaski, Tennessee, or contact Haley at 931-309-0462 or schedule your appointment online at 931massage.com.
Old School Rentals in Loretto, Tennessee is headquarters for all your rental equipment needs. Need a trailer? How about saws, tools, loaders, or generators? You can find all of that and much, much more at Old School Rentals. Owner Ryan Smith, located on North Main Street in Loretto, Tennessee.
Shop McMaster's Home Gallery for furniture, appliances, and more. And shop quality, shop convenience, shop service, shop local. A family-owned business with a long history of serving the region. We're a one-stop home furnishings destination. We feature brands you know, competitively priced, backed by professional installation and service. You can trust that we'll take good care of you before and after the sale. For your home, shop smart. Shop McMaster's Home Gallery today.
Being raised in Tennessee, we believe in the importance of family and community. Creating a positive experience at our family-owned and operated business is one of the ways we share that belief.
Being in an accident can be extremely stressful. When it came time for my repairs, Mashburn's made it easy.
I am lucky to have a wonderful company in my community like Mashburn's Collision Center. It's reassuring to know that I'm in good hands because their work is second to none.
We pride ourselves that the Mashburn name is one of the most trusted in Lawrence County since 1981. Mashburn's Collision Center. Let our family take care of yours.
Are you looking for a non-factory job environment? Livingstone Freight Solutions is a 3PL company that began managing warehouses in Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. With our multiple shifts and experienced management team, our goal is to give you as an employee a safe family work environment and competitive wages. We offer a wide variety of employment opportunities from forklift drivers to management level positions. We also strive to offer a competitive benefit package and PTO options. For more information or to apply, visit us at livingstonefs.com or give us a call at 931-269-3255.
Whether you're looking to spruce up the interior or exterior of your home or business, trust Lawrenceburg Glass to provide a one-of-a-kind product. From windows to mirrors, shower doors, custom framing, storefront installations, and everything in between, Lawrenceburg Glass takes pride in our quality craftsmanship and strong attention to detail. With us, your customer experience always exceeds expectations. We're reliable, on time, and we deliver stunning results. Lawrenceburg Glass. Our passion is reflected in our work.
Lawrenceburg Flooring and More is your premier source for hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl tile, sheet vinyl, residential and commercial carpet, carpet tiles, ceramic and porcelain tile, waterproof floating floor, plus blinds and shutters. Lawrenceburg Flooring and More is also home to all name brands and can tackle projects big and small. Installation? You're covered with installers who've got years of experience and stand behind their work. Let Lawrenceburg Flooring and More make your design dreams a reality. 2760 Highway 43 North or visit lawrenceburgflooringandmore.com.
Like you, our roots are in Lawrence County, providing banking for every stage of life since 1934. Lawrenceburg Federal Bank has been not just your bank, but also your friend, helping you with home loans, consumer and auto loans, and your everyday personal banking needs. Lawrenceburg Federal offers you a warm smile and personal experience, as well as the conveniences of modern-day online banking, mobile banking, and telebanking. Lawrenceburg Federal Bank, your neighbor and friend, located at 118 West Gain Street, next to the courthouse.
Are you looking for the perfect refrigerator? What about a new stove or washer or dryer? It only makes sense to shop at the one place that specializes in appliances, top to bottom, big or small. And that's Kelly Appliance in Lawrenceburg. Kelly Appliance is home to all major name brands, including LG. LG makes life good with a full selection of refrigerators, cooking appliances, dishwashers, microwaves, and more, including appliances made right here in Tennessee. Family owned and family operated. Stop by Kelly Appliance on Jerry Street in Lawrenceburg today.
Jack Davis Insurance, located at 201 West Gaines Street in Lawrenceburg, has you covered through all of life's obstacles. Facing those challenges is easier together. That's why Jack Davis specializes in group insurance. Cover the most valuable aspect of your business, your employees, with coverage for life, accident, cancer, critical illness, short-term disability, dental, and vision. Jack Davis can customize plans for every need. Serving Lawrence and surrounding counties since 1987. Contact Jack Davis Insurance today at 931-242-5225.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And welcome back here to X Sports Live. It's our final segment of the show. It's everyone's favorite segments where we go off about Sutton. Hayden, you got anything tonight?
Yep, 3 weeks in a row. I'm out. Y'all go ahead.
He's not an angry person.
He's not, man.
Yeah.
So does that mean we are?
He hates sun drop. We
No,
found that
slum
out.
drop.
Slum
drop.
Can you believe that? Slum drop?
Slum drop. I mean,
And okay, folks, if you're not if you didn't watch our game last night,
your wife got us.
my wife went and got us Sundrop slushies from the Big Kahuna stand, because it is Big Kahuna Week for Lawrence County high school students. Phenomenal. If you never had a Sundrop slushie, you need to have one in your life. It's kind of life changing. And this guy right here says, I don't like Sundrop slushies.
I know. He got all pretentious.
He did.
Yeah.
So what we come up with, kale. We're gonna do like a kale.
We're gonna get him a
kale
and smooth. We'll bring it for him on Saturday night.
Saturday night,
We're
he's
gonna give
drinking
him a
kale and
smoothie.
cucumbers.
Kale and
Oh,
cucumber
Lord.
smoothies.
I'm scared of that.
Just for Hayden. We'll make
Just
it
for
special
Hayden.
for him.
The Hayden drink.
Oh, gosh. The Hayden drink, the Hayden Burger Show. Hey, I could sponsor that.
Yeah.
What about that?
Yeah. With your little pinky out.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, no. Never mind.
We'll
We're done with
put,
that.
we'll put some lettuce, ice. We'll put some
Little
spinach,
Little fruit.
some kale, some bananas,
That's
maybe a couple
unbelievable.
raspberries, spruce it up. What's the green drink? Mini Elizabeth Holmes over here.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right.
Go
All right,
ahead.
So my rant kind of coincides with him. He's going to go. I'm gonna be like Booker T in the Rumble last year and be out within a minute and a half, and this guy's going to be Gunther and go for an hour and 2 minutes. But I hear a lot of people talk all the time about how today's generation is just dumb. All they do is look at their phones, and they're not very uninformed, and they got all the information at their fingertips, don't know how to use it. Well, if you've looked at some of our Facebook comments, not just on our website, but some on Tennessee Valley Weathers and some of our competitors, and just any general website when it deals with the schools and stuff going on, face it, people, we've been dumb for a long time, because a lot of y'all don't make a whole lot of sense, and a lot of y'all are just stupid. You have no clue what goes on in the world. Common sense really doesn't agree with you all that often. For instance, last night, someone made a post that the Lawrence County games are still going to be on, and everyone said, well, they're not in school. They're going to take all the water away. If they don't have any water, how can they play these basketball games? First of all, the problems were in Loretto and Summertown, not in Lawrenceburg. Thankfully, those problems are getting fixed.
Yes.
We're starting to get the games back on. Everyone's starting to go back into normal life. Good for them. But also, the same people that would complain that they're not in school, shouldn't be playing the games, would complain a week later when they have to play 4 games in a week. Well, that's just too much on them. That's just too many games.
They're kids.
They're kids. You're going to wear them out. They're going to hate it. Y'all just, in the words of Herman Edwards, just don't press send. Read what you say. Have someone proofread it. Actually, don't have someone. Have like 10 people proofread it. And if one of them says it's stupid, just don't press send. Okay, your turn, because yours is way more epic.
All right. First of all, I want to thank Tennessee, the T-Dot guys, the county, the city for what they've done for our roads. I know it was a long week and a half. It seems like a lot of hours they worked, a lot of missed time with their family. Dangerous work, really, out there scraping and trying to get our roads to where we could get to work, do things we needed to do. I'm going to call him by name, Shelton Barnett with EMA, keeping us up with our water deal and how things been going in the north and south end of the counties. I want props to Ben and his guys for keeping us up to date. A lot of hours spent right here in the studio that we're thankful to have. Just all in all, for Lawrence County, we come together. We got through another, I guess, Mother Nature disaster, however you want to look at it, and things turned out for the good. Yeah. So now here's my rant. You get on Facebook or social media, and we've got 6 inches of snow and ice on the roads. People can't go anywhere. People's in ditches. We got all this stuff going on. And we have people worried about the garbage pickup right here in Lawrenceburg. We have people worried about the mail being delivered. What is the difference in you not going to work because the roads are bad for your safety, but yet you want a garbage man to get in his truck and drive on unsafe roads? And what you really don't understand about the post office was the weather was so bad they couldn't even get the mail to Lawrenceburg. But yet you want to sit on your phones, and I'm calling you out, and there's a Facebook page that I'm a part of, and you'll know me when you see who I am. And they want to sit behind their phones or their tablets or whatever. Well, the post office says that they deliver all the time. My mail's supposed to be here. I got an email that my package was delivered. Well, I don't see my package. Well, no, you moron, you didn't see your package because it probably wasn't even at UPS or FedEx or the post office. When did we become so entitled that we're going to risk people's safety because you people feel like you got to have your mail right now? You got to have your garbage picked. Come on, really? I get it. I got 2 kids at home, and my wife, and we go through more garbage than probably half the people in Lawrence County. Put it outside. Yeah. They're going to come pick it up. I promise. They will come pick it up. Guys, it's ridiculous. And now we got the school stuff going on. I got 2 kids that's supposed to be in school. I got one in high school and I got one in Lawrenceburg Public. They need to be in school. I get it. They do. Yeah. But we can't just send Lawrenceburg in the middle to school and Loretta Summertown can't go. Right. That's not how this works. Right. I'm tired of hearing about the water. Well, I pay my water bill. Yeah. Well, so does everybody else.
Yeah. Water main breaks. That hurts everybody.
I mean, come on, people.
It's not just you.
It's not just you. Yeah. Why do you think it's just you? Yeah. Nobody in Lawrence County got their garbage picked up. The dump wasn't even open. Right. Okay, so the dump workers have got to risk their safety getting to work just so, I don't want to put my garbage outside. I want you to come pick it up. Come on. Same way with the post office, UPS. I know a UPS driver who told my wife they couldn't even get their paychecks because they were so backed up in a trailer. Mm-hmm. They're still going to work and still couldn't get paid. Right. Come on, people. We got to do better. As Lawrence Countyans, as Americans, whatever, we got to do better. Don't be so entitled that you feel like the world revolves around you. There's other people in your world that you're just trying to overlook their safety. And my phone is in my pocket and it's blowing up. I ain't no telling who it is. So that's all I got for right now.
Great brand. That might be the best we've ever had. Unreal.
Dusty for president.
Dusty for president. Couldn't agree more. There's this, if you want to see the dumbest people that we have in the world, read some of the Facebook comments on some.
Just go to social media in general.
Just go to social media, and it's not really a reflection of the entire area. It's just it's always the dumbest 5% make 95% of the comments.
Absolutely. Whether it's on our pages that watch our games, or it's just on Facebook, and I know because we use Facebook because that is our social media where people can post. I mean, it's just it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Hayden, you got anything to add?
I'm good. It's been a good show.
He's always good.
He's going to get his kale smoothie after this. He's got all those greens at the house. Get some ice, mix it up. It's going to be in a really good mood.
I just got one more thing. I ain't done.
Oh.
And none of them ever dug a hole in 0-degree weather.
That's right.
Straight from my buddy Scott. Shout out to you.
There you go.
There we go.
All right. So for our producer extraordinaire, the best producer we have.
Number one.
Fingers up.
That's right.
Fingers up for number one.
Yep, there we go.
Hayden Burks, Dusty Kaiser. I'm AJ Good. We will see you guys next week.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.